Welcome to this video. In this video I would like to show and explain to you how you can create a table within the task description in SAP Business Workflow or in the SAP Flexible Workflow in SAP S/4HANA. This basically can be used, as you can see right now here, to display multiple items within the output, within the task description, to show you multiple elements. So I'm using a little trick. Enjoy this video and let's get started. So here we are in our flexible workflow, so within the transaction SWDD_scenario. And once again, for here right now, we would like to basically output the line items within this task, so within the task description. And basically to use this, we are using a little trick. So therefore, we are creating one additional task, one additional activity, running it into the background that creates the output of the line items in HTML and binding it to this activity to be able to use it within the task description. So what we have to do, so first of all, in order to bind it through from this additional activity to the other activity, we have to bind it first of all to the workflow container and then back to the approval activity. So first of all, we are creating it. So here, for example, we can just create it items as HTML. So once again, items HTML, this is perfectly fine. Then it's important that we are basically need one table type of W3HTML. And if we, for example, searching for this, as mentioned, for a table type, then you can use this table type. Or once again, you can also define a custom table type using this W3HTML as a line item type. This is fine. So then properties, once again, import export. And then we are confirming it. Then here we have our items available. Then we are creating, as mentioned, the additional activity. So therefore just go to activities and then create new one. And here, for example, items HTML, or let's name it create items HTML. So create line items as HTML table. So this is fine. Now it's important to select activity. We can leave it blank right now and we're continuing. Then this task will be used. So this is basically a placeholder for a task, and you can basically click on this drop down and you can copy and edit the task. Here, for example, whatever you like to. So for example, line HTML, whatever you want to. So line items as HTML. And then here you can specify your package as a local object $tmp. And now then within here, basically we are selecting our class. So set CL and then underscore WF APPR underscore flex. And we have to specify a method. So now in order to create basically within this task the HTML, we have to add one additional method that basically, where the magic happens within this class. So therefore we go into the SE24 within the class builder, within our leading object, so within our class, and then we're going to change. And here, for example, we have to add or create one method. So for example, create HTML items. It's a instance method, public once again. And here, for example, create HTML table of line items. So then as parameters, it's now important that we import the items as an importing, and associated type is set_tt ERP. So this is our purchase order line items. And then we are exporting the table based on HTML of the purchase order line items, and therefore we are, for example, ET line items. Now it's exporting, and here once again you can W3 HTML the corresponding table type. So therefore we are okay. So then we are going into source code. Yeah, we would like to save this. So, and here, by the way, just to give you a framework, and you can adjust it on your needs. But basically what we need, we need one output table of table type table of W3 HTML. Then we need WA output to add within the lines the information for each row. So once again, W3 HTML. So this is needed. Then here, depending on your needs, we basically need an internal table of the items. So type ECPO, and we need for the internal table the set tt ECPO, and for one row, so for one structure work area, we need the item type ECPO. So then what we're gonna need, basically, I would like just to have it assigned to my internal tables, so LT items equal to IT items, to have it there. So then basically what we're going to do, so then we are first of all checking if LT items is initial, because if it would be initial, then we don't have a need to make our adjustments and our creation of the HTML table. So therefore just checking if LT items is not initial. So then we have done this. And then what we need is basically we first of all adding our initial row, so the header row for the table. So therefore we are using this for the line. And then basically, yeah, we have to add HTML, then the body, and then the table itself, and therefore we are using the border. And here, for example, with the thickness of this borderline equal to 1. Then we have our first row, and as mentioned, it's a th, and here you can first specify the first column. So in my case, for example, just item number, and then we have to close it. And then, for example, you can do it also for another column. So for example, material, what do you need? So then closing this. So this is pure HTML. So if you have some questions to create an HTML table, search on the internet. There are tons of sources how you can do this. Just search. But if you also have some questions, you can also tell me. So this is basically the first information. And then we would like to append this to our output structure. And then to use it later on, we are clearing the work area once again. So we could also really to make sure that this is initial and we are not using it later on. So now, then what we also have to do at the end. So we are adding our end. So therefore, once again, here closing the table and closing the body and closing the HTML itself. Of course, something is missing in the middle. I will show you. So then we are again appending it, output table, and this is not needed, but just, yeah, this is really not needed. And then at the end, we are assigning our internal table, so the output table, to our exporting parameter. So therefore just setting this up to equal. So then Shift F1, pretty printer. So something is missing, and here the magic itself happens because we are looping over purchase order information and assign, or basically, yeah, adding our needed information. So therefore we're using concatenate, and once again, first of all, we have with the tags our row and no TD, and then the first information within here, the item number. So ls items minus ABAP, then once again the closing information and the opening of an additional. And here you can also keep in mind that you have you're using your internal format. In this case, I won't use the conversion to the output format, but I recommend, and you can do also the conversion of the output format, that it can be read and seen nicely. And then, for example, we can just add our additional information, and once again closing it after that. Okay, and then we would like to paste this into our line information. So then once again doing exactly the same as we're doing right now here. So we are appending the information of our line to our internal output table, and then we're clearing it, that after that it can be used once again. So really to make sure that everything is in line. Okay, so then once again, keep in mind that you don't have any typo, especially because here within the string you don't have a syntax check. So you can also using some online tools to check if your table can be printed nicely within the output, but this seems to be fine. And so then let's Control F2. So then here we have one typo made. So once again using it then here as well. So now everything is fine. So this is basically the code you can use to create your HTML. So then Control F3 to activate it. So once we, of course, you can also test this within here. Once you have created your method, then let's go back to our task, and here we can enter our method. Yes, we would like to transfer the missing elements from the object method. And then let's check into the task container, that here basically we have one IT items, and we also need for create elements the items as HTML. So then let's make sure that this is also the right table type. So with importing, exporting, this is fine. This is also fine. And let's check the binding, because here basically the magic itself happens, because here we are in the class within the method, and we would like to get as an import first of all the items. So therefore we have to bind the items of the task container to the method, and then we're getting back the exporting parameter, so here as the items HTML. So this is perfectly fine. Then let's save this. Then let's go back. And here it's important that you also check the binding, because here basically we are in the workflow container and here in the task container. And once again, we would like to bind the items. So therefore we have to pass the PO items. So the PO items. So let's do it like this. And we would like to get back the items HTML to the items HTML within here. So this is fine. Yeah, you can unclassify this one, and then let's save this. And then you have saved this successfully. And now what we're going to do is we have to go once again within our approval activity, within the control, so within the task, and then we have to add our container elements. So yes, we can do this. And within here, basically, once again, we need the items as HTML. Once again, with our corresponding table type. So this one, and here we just need the import. Okay, we're saving this, and let's go back. Now we would like to bind this. So we would like to bind within the workflow container the items HTML to the items HTML within the task container. So this is also fine. So let's save this. So those are all the prerequisites that you have to do in order to add your line items within your task description. So let's go once again into your task, into the edit mode, into description. Yes, once again, and here basically the magic happens. So we're going to change text. So then let's add a couple of lines, and here, for example, line items, and here with expression you can add your line items. Then you have to make sure that you're using the brackets. And you have to use this with slash, so to have a comment. This is important. And if you would like to also make this bold or stuff like that, then you can also use this once again slash, and then within here you can add your tags. So for example, B for bold and U for underlined, and then you have to close those. So here, once again, so this is perfectly fine. Then we're going back and we're saving our changes. So then we have saved our changes, go back, and then also save our workflow, and also activate the workflow. Now what you have to do is, because we've made some changes to our workflow, we have to go once again into the Manage Workflow app. So here, Manage Workflow, then select your workflow. So it's already activated, and because it has been activated, we can't make any changes yet. So in order to change this, we can just simply go into this and create a new one. So therefore just simply click on create. So here, for example, approval workflow demo, what you want to, and within here it's important that you specify the order of your changes. So for example, first of all, create HTML of line items. Here we need our different activity, and this is fine. And the second one is then the one-step approval. So within the approval will be selected by the approver. So this is also fine. So then let's create this one and let's save this. And then let's activate it as well. Then this one, because this is not needed, we deactivate this. and we are defining the order. So, okay. Yeah, I have not rewritten the name, but this is totally fine. Then let's move over to the transaction SWUE to basically test our changes. So once again, class setCL WF here with the event start, and then just passing some event parameters in order to basically test this. So, and then here one. So entered all the information. This is fine. And now we would like to create it. So here we have created it. Let's check this in the SWIA transaction. So here we have now our workflow. So basically the background task has been created or ended successfully. And let's check this. And here we can basically also see the items. And here we can also see the created HTML. This is perfectly fine. And let's check this also within here. And here we can also see that this has been passed. Okay. Then let's go to the My Inbox. And here we can see now our final result. So here, as mentioned, the table within the task description here based on multiple entries. And yeah, if you have any questions left, please put them in the comment sections. Please like this video and please subscribe to not miss great upcoming videos. Thank you so much and see you in the next video.